Hello, my name is Taylor Ross. I'm an Aximmetry ambassador and the owner of Frustum Virtual in Los Angeles, California. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to use Aximmetry Eye as your camera tracking device for your cinema camera. In another tutorial, I've already covered how to set up Aximmetry Eye to be your incoming camera feed as well as your tracking device. In this tutorial, I'll be showing you how to set up your Aximmetry Eye to only send tracking data, and then you can still use your cinema camera for your live input. Using this method, you should be able to use any cinema camera. This is really just a quick fix. I've already opened an Aximmetry project with a tracked camera compound in it. I will just go ahead and open that project. Navigate to the Inputs tab for your tracked or mixed camera Aximmetry project. Once you're in the Inputs tab, navigate to the input that you'd like to use with your cinema camera. In this project, I'll be using input 1. On the right-hand side in the settings, you'll see camera device. For this camera device setting, make sure that you've selected the input for your cinema camera. Blackmagic Decklink AK Pro 1 is my incoming cinema camera feed. In this project, I've already set up Aximmetry to render at 30 frames per second. Since we're using Aximmetry Eye as a tracking device only, we should be able to use any frame rate that we want to record at. You will just have to experiment with this in your own project. Navigate to Edit, Preferences, and then select Rendering on the left-hand side. For this tutorial, I've set my frame rate to 30 frames per second. In our camera mode, I also need to make sure that that's set to 30 frames per second. So my cinema camera is recording at 30 frames per second. My Aximmetry project is set to render at 30 frames per second. Aximmetry Eye will also be set to 30 frames per second. I've already gone through the calibration process using Aximmetry Eye as my tracking device. I will select that calibration profile. You will need to go through this calibration process to calculate the offset of where you've placed your iPhone in order for this tracking to work. Now we need to select the tracking device. We will be using Aximmetry Eye. In order to get Aximmetry Eye to populate this tracking device settings, Aximmetry Eye will need to be on and running on the iPhone. I will launch the Aximmetry Eye application on my iPhone. Once Aximmetry Eye is running on my iPhone, I will select Connect at the bottom of the screen. In the connection mode settings, I will only be sending tracking data. Once I have Send Tracking Data turned on, I will select Start at the bottom. In order to start sending the tracking data, I will select this circle on the right-hand side. Now back in Aximmetry DE Composer, you can see that my tracking device has been updated with my Aximmetry Eye iPhone 12 Pro. I will go ahead and select this for my tracking device. Once this is selected as my tracking device, you will see in my messages that I get a red error. The error is telling me cannot match timecode. So basically the Aximmetry Eye timecode is not matching our project's timecode. In order to fix this, we need to go to our input settings. In our input 1 settings, I have my cinema camera set to be my timecode master. You can see my master timecode in the upper left-hand corner of preview 1. We can scroll down in our input 1 settings. Find the setting called timecode sync and turn it off. You should now see that the tracking is updating in preview 1 and 2. I will also need to remove my tracking delay. I had my tracking delay set up for my anti-latency tracker. I will just select this tracking delay and set it to 0. You can also verify that your tracking is now working. In our messages, we have camera tracking, Aximmetry Eye, iPhone 12 Pro, OK. I will quickly reset the origin of my scene. So I'll select this orange origin square. I will also change my monitor 1 to studio. Now I will tilt my camera down to the ArUco marker in the center of my tracking volume. Once my ArUco marker is in the view of my cinema camera, I will go ahead and select Detect Origin. This will place the origin of my scene at the center of this ArUco marker. Now back in monitor 1, I will select Final. This is my final composited view. I can now tilt my camera back up. Now if I tilt my camera up and down or pan it left and right, Aximmetry should now be working using my Aximmetry Eye as my tracking device. For your project, you may need to adjust a few more settings and recalibrate your studio a little bit. This is a great solution for most independent virtual production artists. I would still recommend using something like anti-latency for your tracking volume, because it's affordable and the tracking quality that you will get is still better than the Aximmetry Eye application. Just remember that this application is still in beta, so I'm sure that it will get better in time. Just to recap, the only thing that you need to turn off in input 1 is this timecode sync setting. If you need help setting up Aximmetry Eye to run an Aximmetry DE Composer, we have another tutorial covering the entire process and all of the settings in this application. You can now save your project and just close Aximmetry DE Composer. Hopefully this video was helpful in getting you set up with Aximmetry Eye as your tracking device. This should make it so that you can use Aximmetry Eye as a tracking device, and then you can still use your cinema camera. Be sure to like and subscribe for more videos, and thanks for watching.